Hello everyone, welcome back to this Polar series. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most powerful features of any data manipulation library, group by. If you've used group by in Pandas, you'll love how Polars handles it. Fast, efficient, and with a few unique twists. By the end of this video, you'll be comfortable in using group by to aggregate, summarize, and analyze your data. So let's quickly recap what group by is. The group by operation involves splitting your data into groups based on some criteria, applying some function to each group, and then combining those results. So here I am in VS Code. I have this group by Python notebook. Let's start with importing polars. So here I have a sample data frame. It has columns such as department, employee, salary, gender. Let's have a look at it. So departments like sales, HR, engineering, employee, some salary, some gender. So let's say I want to know what's the average salary in each department, right? So I'll create a new cell and make this markdown. I'll write my question here. What's the average salary for each department? Right, so the way you do that in polars, let's create a data frame. You do df dot group by, then the name of the column on which you want to group, then dot ag for aggregate. You might know aggregate, there are different aggregate functions like sum, count, min, max, and all that. So pl.call salary, and this tells us on which column we want to aggregate on. So pl.call salary, and then since we need the average, we'll do mean, and then we'll just print this out. So you can see, look, for each department this is the average salary. Now okay, I'm gonna show you something interesting. The more I run these cells, the records change their order. Okay, so to fix that, we have an argument maintain order is equal to true, and now you can run this as many times, the order won't change. See, that's just something to keep in mind. Now let's say you want to rename this column, you don't like salary, so the way we can do that is you do dot alias and then let's say mean salary. Like, so the column name changed to mean salary. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Now let's say I want to find the maximum salary. I'll just copy this. Maximum salary for each department. I'll name this max. We'll go ahead, name this max. df group max. So as you can see, the maximum salary in each department. Let's say similarly we want the minimum salary. To min, and then min here. This is the minimum salary in each of the departments. What else we can do? We can do, we've done max, we've done min, we've done mean. We can do median as well. Median is just the middlemost value. Okay, so these are the median salaries. Moving on, there's an option to do multiple aggregations at once. So what I mean by that is that you can perform two operations at once. Okay, so let's create a data frame. I'll call it df multiple. Okay, df dot group by department dot ag. Now let's see what we want to aggregate on. By the way, you need to give a list. Yeah, list of the functions. So On the salary column, we're going to find the mean, give it an alias of mean salary, and let's say on the same salary column, I'm going to find the max and give it an alias of max salary. And then we'll just, oops, I didn't print this out, then print it. So you can see 2 group by operations performed at once. So the mean salary for the HR department is 61k, whereas the max is 62k. So the maximum salary is quite close to the mean. Okay. Now, let's say we want to group by more than one column. Okay, here we are grouping by one column. Now we want to group by multiple columns. So the way we can do that is similar. We just pass in the list of the columns. I'll show you. Let's create grouped df dot group by. So here we given the list. So okay, let's think of the list. What can we group by? We have department. What else did we have? We have employee, but employees do not repeat. We need something that repeats. So gender, I think gender might be a better approach. Department, gender. So let's aggregate it on the salary column again. Salary. Now let's see what we want to find. The mean. Yeah, I think mean's fine. It's for practice anyway. And oh, and maintain order is equal to true. Remember guys, maintain order is, it's not necessary, but it makes looking at it easier because you don't have changing records every time we run the cell. So we can do is dot alias and mean salary. If only I can spell. And then we'll just print this data frame. So you can see this time it grouped based on the department and the gender. Look, for sales, okay, I think it's not very clear to you from this. If you remember from the previous video, we did sorting. So I'm just going to sort this. I'm going to sort this by department. And then descending equals true. Now it's much more clearer. So let me explain what I did. First of all, let's look at the result. So for the sales department, there's only males. And then mean salary is this much. For the HR's department, for females, the mean salary is 60k. For the HR, for males, it's 61, engineering, and so on and so forth. Okay, now let me explain the command. So df.group by, then the list of the columns, maintain order equals to true, just maintain the order of the records, dot aggregate, pl.call salary, because we are aggregating on the column salary, dot mean because we need to find the mean, and dot alias as mean salary just renames this column. What we did next was just sorted the data in descending order by department, which means it'll be alphabetically reversed. So you can see S, H, E, and D. If I make this descending equals false, it'll be in alphabetical order. Okay, so you can also do custom functions, like let's ask ourselves another question. So let's say I, as a boss of the company, want to give a 10% raise to each department's average salary. Okay, so let's say I create a data frame, df dot group by department dot ag pl dot call salary. Now we'll find the mean, and remember what I said, we want to give a 10% increase, okay, from the average. So this would be times 1.1, okay. So 10% increase from the average would give us this, and I'll just print this out so you can look. From the mean you get 10% increase. So let's actually verify this. Let's just go for the mean, where we found the mean here. So look, sales has 52,500. So 52,500 times 1.1, 57750. Okay, it's correct. So this is what I meant when I said custom functions. You can do anything. Let's say I do plus 10,000 and it'll add 10,000 to the average salary of each department. Let's go through another thing. Let's say you want to find the range of salaries by each department. So we're going to create group by dot aggregate. The drill's the same, guys. The salary. Now for the range we need the maximum and we need the minimum. So let's do that. So pl.call salary dot max, then we subtract the minimum. And just print this data frame, and there you have it. Wow, so the engineering department has the maximum range. Let's have a look at engineering. Okay, 75,000, 50,000. Okay, so the engineers have quite a variation in their salaries. Just because I mentioned variation, I'm gonna find the standard deviation as well. So df dot group by department dot ag salary dot standard deviation standard group. As expected, engineering has the highest standard deviation. Okay, I wonder if there is a variance. Okay, yes guys, a variance is there. So minimum, maximum, count, mean, median, standard deviation, variance. I hope you enjoyed. I hope the group by is more cleared to you. Just practice, make your own data frame, take some data frames from Kaggle, do grouping on various columns, aggregate them based on maximum value, minimum value, give the employees some raise, some $10,000 raise. Anyway, so that's it for this one. See you in the next one.